The story of Punch, the hidden truth behind the sleepy eyes. Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and realized there was a massive story hidden behind that gaze? Lately, for anyone following the daily life at Monkey Mountain, there is one sight that keeps tugging at our heartstrings. It is the sight of Punch, the usually adorable little baby monkey, who now looks different. He seems sleepy more often, his eyes are heavy, his head nods off, and sometimes he looks as if he has lost all his energy in the corner of the enclosure. Seeing this condition, the comment sections on social media have been flooded with concern. Is Punch sick? Is he feeling lonely? Or is there something much deeper, something invisible to the naked eye, happening behind his behavior? Today, we won't just look at Punch from behind the screen, we will dive deep into his world. Based on scientific behavioral data, real conditions on the ground, and direct confirmation from the zoo management, we will uncover the actual facts. And believe me, this answer might just change the way you look at this little baby forever. To understand why Punch often looks so exhausted today, we must turn back the clock. We must walk backward to the very first days he drew breath in this world. Punch is not just an ordinary, lucky baby monkey. From the very beginning of his life, he already had to face a deeply lonely destiny, rejection by his own mother. In the primate world, the bond between a mother and her baby is everything. A mother's embrace is not merely a source of physical warmth, it is an emotional shield. That is where a baby learns about security, learning that this loud outside world is going to be okay because there is a mother's chest to lean on. However, Punch lost all of that. He grew up without the warm embrace that comforts him when he is frightened. He grew up without the natural armor protecting him from the harshness of the outside world. Scientifically, this traumatic condition in early infancy triggers something incredibly heavy for such a tiny body: long-term, chronic mental stress. In living creatures, mental stress is not always shown through screaming or panic. Often, in infants experiencing rejection, that stress manifests as a silent form of self-defense. Their bodies choose to shut down temporarily. Extreme exhaustion, silence, and sleepy eyes are actually a mental escape from an invisible anxiety. Punch's difficulties do not stop there. Imagine yourself in Punch's position. Such a tiny body has to survive in the midst of a colony containing more than 60 other adult monkeys. In the macaque world, the law of nature applies absolutely. There is a strict hierarchy. The strong rule and the weak must yield. This is where the tragedy of Punch's fate lies. He is a motherless baby, which means he is a baby without a primary protector. While other babies have mothers ready to put their bodies on the line when danger approaches, Punch only has himself. Every second inside the enclosure is a mental struggle for Punch. He must constantly read the social dynamics around him. Which monkey is safe to approach? Which monkey is angry and must be avoided? Or where should he run if conflict suddenly breaks out? This is no trivial matter. This is a cognitive and mental burden that is deeply exhausting for a brain as small as his. Primate behavior studies show that infant monkeys who hold a low social status or lack a protector often display a behavior called shutdown. They become highly passive, less active, and appear sleepy. This is the brain's defense mechanism. When the surrounding social pressure becomes too heavy to bear, Punch's brain chooses to rest itself to avoid deeper trauma. A netizen who has observed Punch since infancy wrote a heartbreaking fact.
When he was still a baby, Punch couldn't sit upright while sleeping. He desperately needed a hug to be able to nap peacefully. However, because it was difficult for him to find anyone willing to hold him, sometimes Punch could only try to lean a little against the fur or leg of another monkey passing by. or he was forced to lean his tiny body against the cold stone wall just to close his eyes. Imagining such a tiny body having to seek comfort against a lifeless wall, we begin to understand that Punch's sleepiness is a form of profoundly deep emotional exhaustion. Facing extreme weather and sudden fame. Aside from the mental and social burdens, there is a major external factor that has recently heavily impacted his physical condition. That factor is the weather. Punch was born in the midst of an extreme heat wave sweeping across Japan. For primates, extremely high temperatures are not just a matter of feeling uncomfortably hot. To survive under the scorching sun, a monkey's body automatically reduces activity to conserve energy and prevent dehydration. They will stay quiet, seek shade, and sleep more. This heat has been so extraordinary that the zoo management had to act quickly to install air conditioning (AC) units in the enclosure areas and make environmental improvements to ensure the safety of their animals. So, when we see Punch nodding off during the day, much of it is his body's biological response adapting to extreme temperatures. However, there is yet another burden that must be carried by Punch's small shoulders: fame. After his videos went viral worldwide, Punch turned into a global phenomenon. The number of visitors coming to the zoo increased drastically. Thousands of pairs of eyes come every day just to see him. For humans, this is a form of love, but for Punch, this is a drastic environmental shift. Much louder noises, overly intense stares, and an environment that is never calm. There was even an incident involving the irresponsible use of a laser pointer by a visitor. To us, that might seem trivial, but to a monkey, that flash of foreign light is a terrifying threat. Under the watch of thousands of eyes, Punch's nervous system is forced to remain constantly alert. His brain keeps working extra hard to process this excessive stimulation, and when his energy limits are depleted, the residual nervous tension manifests as overwhelming daytime sleepiness.
The growth phase and the quiet hours. Yet in the midst of all those heavy struggles, there is a piece of heartwarming good news. Punch is currently entering an important phase in his life, the phase of growth and active socialization. He is learning to interact with the world around him. Just like a human baby learning to walk and explore the world, this developmental process consumes a massive amount of physical energy, and once that energy is completely drained, his body automatically enters recovery mode. That is why we often see drastic shifts in Punch. One moment he appears highly active, playing, but the next moment he suddenly sits quietly and falls asleep. His tiny body is working hard to grow stronger. Interestingly, there is a secret rarely known by visitors. Punch is actually a highly active figure during the hours we do not see. When the zoo's peak hours are over, when the clamor of visitors begins to subside and the atmosphere becomes quiet, that is when Punch releases his energy. He plays freely, explores without fear, and interacts with his world when the situation feels safe for him. Because he spends a lot of his energy during those quiet hours, during the day, when we are all watching him, he is in a phase of total rest to recover his strength. For those of you who still feel anxious, there is a comforting reassurance from those who care for Punch every day. Following the many concerns expressed by fans on social media regarding Punch's continuously sleepy appearance over the past few days, several parties have tried to confirm this directly. As a result, the management in charge confirmed that Punch is in excellent condition and has no health issues whatsoever. The sleepiness and slower movements are completely normal during this season, especially with the hot weather factor that indeed makes all the monkeys in the colony tire out faster. Conclusion: a resilient little soul. So, is Punch really sleepy because he is weak? The answer is no longer simple. What we see in his heavy eyes is not just ordinary sleepiness. It is a symphony of an extraordinary struggle by a tiny baby monkey.
It is a sign of his struggle to survive without a mother's embrace. It is his way of adapting amidst the harsh social structure of the colony. It is his way of enduring the sting of extreme weather and the clamor of global attention. Punch is not giving up. He is adapting. He is surviving. And behind those sleepy eyes that often make us worry, there is a remarkably resilient little soul, learning to conquer a world that is not easy for him. Every time you see Punch asleep or leaning in the corner of the enclosure, know that he is gathering his strength for tomorrow. Let us continue to accompany this resilient baby's growth journey with deep affection and respect for his living space. If you love Punch and want to remain a part of this extraordinary life journey, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and share this video with the world, because every little change in Punch always holds a massive story of struggle behind it. See you in the next story of Punch, and stay warm, protectors, for him.